Do you plan on introducing your bill again this upcoming legislative session?
I do.
Carroll County Delegate April Rose believes our state has a school funding problem.
Yes, I will absolutely introduce it again.
In Maryland, public schools receive funding based on the number of students enrolled on just one day, September 30th. For the past 3 years, Rose, a Republican, has introduced legislation to require schools to count enrollment 4 times a year, with funding based on the average of those 4 counts.
It's not that hard to count kids. All I'm asking is for 4 times.
Rose first drafted the bill after Fox 45 News exposed ghost students at Augusta Fells Savage in West Baltimore.
I didn't enroll in the class or anything. I've been gone since 2017, buddy.
Ghost students, like this man, as they're known by educators, are enrolled and therefore funded, but don't show up. Following our reporting, city schools reimbursed the state more than $350,000 for ghost students at Augusta Fells. The Maryland Inspector General for Education also investigated and found ghost students statewide cost taxpayers at least $24 million over a recent 5-year period. And now, Project Baltimore is shedding more light on just how much money taxpayers are spending to educate students who are not in school.
I don't think that's fair to the taxpayer.
These city school attendance numbers are not released publicly. Fox 45 obtained them after filing a motion to intervene in a civil lawsuit against city schools filed by Baltimore resident Giovanni Patterson. We can see from 2021 to 2023, 412 city students missed 170 school days or more. A school year has 180 days, meaning these students missed between 94% and 100% of the year. Based on per pupil funding during those 2 years, taxpayers gave city schools about $7.5 million to educate these students.
The taxpayer should be reimbursed because we're paying for a child that's not being educated.
Baltimore City Schools declined an interview on this topic, so we sent the district an email asking if a student misses 94% to 100% of the school year, should taxpayers be refunded? North Avenue replied, "City Schools follows the funding procedures and Maryland law," adding that school funding is not just for traditional classwork, it is also used for re-engagement efforts when students miss class time or are truant, credit recovery efforts, and to support students with disabilities.
It's unacceptable for taxpayers' money to go for students that are knowingly not in the school system.
Rose's idea has received some support, including in 2021, from former state comptroller Peter Francho, a Democrat. But for the most part, her legislation has been ignored.
It is a product of the politics in the state of Maryland.
Powerful political groups, including the state's largest teachers union, have opposed Rose's legislation because it would likely decrease school funding. But Rose feels this coming legislative session in January, her bill may get traction.
I would hope that in a year where every penny is going to count because we are facing such a huge deficit, that it would at least get some attention.
According to a recent report by the Department of Legislative Services, Maryland is heading towards a fiscal cliff, driven largely by education spending. By the end of 2026, Maryland will likely face a $2.7 billion shortfall, which balloons to $5.9 billion by 2030.
We need to make sure we are spending taxpayers' money wisely and fairly, and certainly getting the return on that investment that is correct and fair to everyone. And I really hope that we are able to address that this year when we get back to session.
Fox 45 News will keep you posted. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore. I'm Chris Pabst. Thanks for watching. Here's another story to watch. Also, if you have a story idea, please send us a message.